Thank you very much for Professor Yang. I have been meeting with him in not only Thailand, but also Korea and China, and maybe in the future in Japan. I hope he's distinguished scholars on this field. And my topic is the healthy aging by tech. I'll tell you something about my careers. I'm working for or with international organizations for last 20 years, like APEC, and UNESCO, ITU, of course, United Nations itself. And I'm a co-chair of the Japan-China project on the science and technologies. And also I'm an international advisor for NECTEC and NASDA of the government in Thailand, and so on and so on. And I was a visiting fellow at Peking University some time ago. Yeah, I can say so many things about activities, but today the time is very limited. And I just introduce some of them. For example, talking about the super something, quite different from other government. So Japanese women, for example, has the average life expectancy 88 years. It's quite amazing figure already. But we are now preparing the new agenda as a strategic policy issues. How we can live in the 100 years old. It's not realistic at this moment, but within 30 or 40 years, Japanese people live in 100 years old. And already my father is 93 years old and dead. My mother is 103 years old for her life. So we have to think about the many different sectors about how to finance them at the age of 100 years old. And also 40% of elderly people, 40%, living alone in the future because of the woman can live by 80 years than men. It's very interesting figures, and maybe everywhere in the world the same. Also telling you about 70% of casualties, a disaster. Something suffered from the any accident, or it may be elderly people, because they cannot escape from the disasters so quickly, or so on. And very interesting phenomenon. It's a very good things for some reasons. About financial asset ownership, elderly people account for 60% of asset. So elderly people is the richest group in our populations. However, that number is very limited to small rich people. So what our society is going on is the super rich and super poor, so-called the polarizations of wealth. So we have to do something about this issue. And regarding the who take care of the aging people, 70% in Japan is the home care. They are staying at home, not in the hospital or nursing house. So that is quite high rather than just we think about the Chinese case. So these are just data of Japanese super-aged societies. Next. I'm working on the APEC as the consultant, also project leaders. This is one of my projects for silver innovations. We had the quite a big conference 2025 in Korea, because Korea is also very similar to Japanese situations. And APEC, Asian Pacific Economic Cooperation, it's one of the gigantic regional associations with the USA, China, Russia, Japan, Australia, or ASEAN, and so on. So we really thinking about the future of the APEC region, Asian Pacific region, how we can deal with the silver societies, silver economies. And when I made a speech at the United Nations headquarters in New York 10 years ago, 2016, at the Economic and Social Affairs, ECOSOC they call, and representative of the about 200 countries, member countries of the United Nations, listened to my speech on the silver innovations. And I found that quite few people understood the silver innovation, silver economies, because we had SDGs of the UN 2030, but most of the issues is human rights of the aging people, not for economic and technologies and innovation things. But now, 3-4 years, everybody talking about silver economies and silver innovations. That's very fine. And we are in the main street now. Just I explained Japan is a super aged countries. This is the so-called the percentage of the elderly people in total populations. Japan has the 30%, and Hong Kong, Canada, and even Thailand is the 16%. China is 5%, so on. You know, Japan, in the future, not now, maybe 30 years from now on, this percentage of 30 will be 40%. That means 40% of the population is elderly people. Can you imagine what kind of the new societies? But you are following the Japanese models in the future. So we are thinking about the more comprehensive approach to aging societies. Like health care and nursing care, it is very popular among our societies, but we should think about digital government and disaster reductions, environment and pension, so employment, so on, as the really comprehensive package of the silver societies. And my main topic today is the so-called the science technology, especially silver innovations, silver technology, and silver economy. This is typical Japanese pictures on the many activities in terms of the nursing issues, healthcare issues. And also, as I said, quite a number of the aging people is alone. Mm-hmm. So we need the more psychological or social activity for them. And the robot is the leader of the aging group for so-called the many local activities or singing songs, so on. And this is the already somewhere in the world. The robot is taking care of the aging people. And also some of the big hospitals, they operate the surgical operation by AI. Can you understand how the robot can make surgical operations? That's something. It's very sophisticated. And one of them is Hinotori. It's the name of the machines, AI machines. So we are thinking the humanized robot will assist medical doctor, but in the futures, medical doctor will assist robot. That's the reality, I hope. Yeah. And talking about the how we can make a prevention of diseases, and one of the solutions is the wearable device for the aging, smart watch, smart link, and so on. Because merit of the usage of the this kind of wearable device is a mobility, just is the watch, and very lightweight, and integration of health management, and the visualization of stress. So also easy to use. That might be one of the very futuristic device for healthy aging. So what kind of the usage is available? Like alert for calls or sleeping monitoring systems or health and fitness tracking and medical ID storage. and wallet for shopping and payment, everything there. And China and the US companies very, very strong about these productions. So last slide is my recommendations. And some of the distinguished speaker already mentioned, but just I'd like to make my own. So first one is the global standard on new technology device. And this forum in ASEAN, talking about the regional standard. But for me, this issue is really global, not regional. So I hope the ASEAN-China Silver Economy Development Forum can make the new divisions, like inviting expert countries outside China and ASEAN as the observer. And especially European countries, they have very similar problems. Of course, Japan and Korea is quite serious issues. Second one is the capacity building on education and training for nurse. This concept of forum is the social innovations. But we have to put techno innovation as well into our solutions. I hope you can make it. Third one is training and briefing for supporting families with patient at home. As my personal experience with the aging parents, if we don't have the enough knowledge, how we can help them or support them? It's quite difficult without any medical knowledge. So I hope we can make this type of the education or training program for the families with patients. Of course, in Japan, the nursing is the really shortage of the manpower issues. So we need the education and the training for nursing because it's a really shortage of the manpower. And AI-based silver innovations. Everybody talking about the AI is very useful for healthcare issues. That is really true. But how we can educate the people to use AI usage? That's another problem on the issues. And especially humanized robot is very clever in the future. So you have to be clever as the same as the robot. Oh, sorry, one more thing. The last one is East Asia will be the biggest silver societies with silver market and silver economies. This is no doubt. So our group in Asia is the very important economy issues. And APEC, now the China is the chair of the APEC activities this year, talking about the aging issue. as one of the top priorities. So you are right, and we are right to have the this forum, silver economies. And I hope this one will be vanguard for the future activities in this Earth planet to save the people, especially aging people. Thank you very much.